James Martin's Holiday Shopping Guide, written by G.K. Parks, narrated by Danny Holt. Chapter 1. I looked up from the list on my desk, realizing I should have done a better job. These were mere bullet points. I should have been more precise. Every year I did the same damn thing. By now, one would think I'd have learned my lesson. The woman seated on the leather sofa in my office leaned back, crossing her legs. She was used to this.
You know, most people in your position hand out cash or gift cards. The few who bother with actual presents usually stick with a few basic items from one store and call it a day.
I'm not most people. She smiled, a thought running through her mind that flattered me.
No, Mr. Martin, you're not.
It's James, I said. But you already know that. She blushed, and I tried to tone down the dazzle of my smile. Alex warned me about that. Grabbing a pen, I started back at the top of the list. Most of the board members are thrilled with a nice bottle of something, so they're the easiest to please. She picked up her tablet.
I already have your liquor list. What year on the Macallan?
Let's stick with the 18. I double-checked the numbers on my sheet with hers. Add another bottle of Jameson to the mix for Jabber.
Mark Jablonski?
She asked. The one and only.
I have him down for Macallan. It says 50, but you just said you didn't want to go above 18. Do you want me to change that to a Jameson instead?
No, Jabber gets the 50-year and a bottle of Jameson. He's not on the board. He's my best friend.
Oh.
She made a note.
Sorry.
My fault. Usually I handle his gifts separately, but since you were already making the trip, I thought...
That's why you hired me as your holiday shopper. Any other liquor purchases?
I scanned the page, trying to think. Don't close the tab yet. I'm sure I'll have more to add as we go. That's why we always check the list twice. But my Santa joke fell on deaf ears. Holiday shoppers must be immune. Glancing at the time, I was glad I had decided not to schedule this meeting and the one with the party planner on the same day. If I had, I wouldn't make it home until after midnight, and I'd prefer to avoid that if possible. The earlier I got home, the more time there was for other things, more enjoyable things. I found myself drifting and shook those thoughts away. Work first, then play. Moving on. I dropped the paper to the desk and rocked back in my chair. Get an assortment of Burberry scarves, Hermes gloves, and mid-price tablets. I want to make sure I have gifts for every board member's spouse and child on hand. No one should get left out. Her eye twitched.
How many of each?
A dozen should suffice. We'll have a few spare gift baskets ready in case there's a change of plans or a new addition.
Do you realize how expensive?
It'll go on my black card. Ella, my holiday shopper, gave me a look like she didn't quite approve. Apparently, she forgot how this worked. What's the problem? I asked.
No problem, sir. I just wonder why you bother. These are your board members. Shouldn't you be more concerned about schmoozing your clients?
Shit.
You forgot?
I didn't forget. I just hate that part. It feels fake. I don't want their investments or continued business because of some spa weekend or ski trip. I want their business because Martin Tech is the best. We produce the best. We innovate the most. We work our asses off to do everything we can for our workers, the environment, and the consumer.
Sorry I asked,
she said. I shook it away. That was my hang-up. It had nothing to do with the holidays. That goes on the corporate card anyway. It's a business expense. Someone in PR handles that. These, I waved my hand at the bulleted list, are gifts to show people how much I appreciate them. But I'll have the shopping list for our clients brought to you.
So it's not all spa and ski weekends?
She teased. No. I reached for my desk phone and dialed Luke's assistant's extension. Marianne, Ella's here. She needs a shopping list for our top clients. Would you mind bringing it to my office?
Right away, Mr. Martin.
Marianne hung up, and a moment later, she knocked on my door. I hit the button beneath my desk. The door clicked and she pulled it open. I pointed to Ella, who had made herself comfortable on the couch. Thank you, Marianne, I said.
Is there anything else?
She asked. I hope not. She grinned.
Me too.
After she left, Ella skimmed the list.
What are you buying her for the holidays?
She'll get a gift basket like everyone else.
That's it?
Why would I buy her something extra? She's Luke's assistant, not mine. Ella gave me that look.
How long have I been shopping for you, James? 6 years? What do you want me to get her?
Most people thought I was unpredictable. Apparently not when it came to my shopping patterns. I saw a desk set she might like at Bergdorf's. Ella tapped on the screen.
Already added to the list.
Thanks. Ella was worth her weight in gold. I'd have to make sure she was well compensated. I'd have to ask Marcal to pick up a gift for her. What would she like? A gift basket seemed impersonal, especially if she had to make it herself. Perhaps a nice new bag. She carried an oversized purse that had started to show some wear on the bottom. That's what I'd get her. Pulling out my phone, I made a note. Marcal would find something suitable.
Why do you do it?
She asked.
No one thinks you're a Scrooge, so I shower your employees with gifts. Do you hope to buy their love? Or are you really a tyrant, and this is your way of bribing them to put up with you?
Do you think I'm a tyrant? She tucked her blonde hair beneath her ear.
I think you're a man who knows what he wants and expects the best from everyone around him.
In other words, yes.
Maybe you're a beloved tyrant.
Maybe I like things a certain way and hold everyone to the same standard. But I want everyone to know how much their hard work and dedication means to me. I'd rather reward than berate. Feeling this conversation would lead to trouble, I returned to the shopping list. Pick up a bottle of French perfume for Vivi, and a new video game console bundle, the one with the extra controller and the game included for her son Thomas. I read the names further down on my list. I still had to pick out gifts for the O'Connells, Heathcliff, and several of Alex's other friends who'd become my friends, or to whom I owed my life or hers. Actually, let's get 3 of those. I wondered if the detectives would have any interest in video games. My gut said Nick O'Connell would, and since Alex and I had been invited to his house, which would be overrun by his family, that seemed like an appropriate present. If nothing else, it'd give Alex a chance to hide from the crowd if we offered to hook it up, and something told me she would be itching to get out of there. As far as the second game system, I'd find some use for it. Maybe Heathcliff would want it, or Thompson. Would that be a good gift for Alex? It wasn't traditional by any means, but neither was she. It would appeal to her competitive nature, but I wondered if the more violent games would be triggering for her. Maybe a racing game or an adventure game would be more her speed. Not all games featured guns and violence, but most of the popular ones did.
James?
Ella asked.
Is something wrong?
I was wondering if I should get my girlfriend a game system too. Filing the possibility away for later consideration, I returned to the list. Let's make sure everyone in R&D gets new laptops. They designed the microchip for that new processor, so I want them to be able to see how much their hard work paid off. I gave her the brand and specifications. After that, I double-checked that she had the list of items I wanted to include in the gift baskets for the rest of my employees. I'd settled on an assortment of kitchen gadgets, candles, blankets, mugs, accessories, fruits, and chocolates. Of course, that was in addition to their year-end bonuses, which were always more exciting than anything I could buy. My mom always treated her employees like family. It's how she ran her business, so I tried to carry on that tradition. But no matter what I did, I always fell flat. That was the curse of having too many employees and not enough time to spend with each of them,
I'll have the baskets assembled.
Ella said.
Are you having cards printed, or should I handle that too?
I'll write out the cards myself.
You're going to write out 300 cards?
Not all at the same time. My hand might cramp, and I may need to use it for something later. But I have a week. I'll get 'em done in plenty of time. Instead of arguing, she moved further down the list.
Is that it for the office?
I put check marks on my list. Yes, moving on. I stared at the remaining names. Add a bottle of gin to the liquor store list. I didn't know what brand Lucian Cross preferred, but I knew he was a gin man. And a bottle of bourbon, and let's get a few subscriptions to the Beer of the Month Club. I pulled up Detective Thompson's contact information and forwarded that to Ella. Grab a few extra beer club gift cards, too. Alex had several coworkers, and since I would be making an appearance at Cross Security's office party, I didn't want to show up empty-handed or risk leaving someone out. She made a few adjustments to her list.
Have you considered it might be easier to buy the entire liquor store instead?
I have.
And?
I worry the cheap stuff would be used as Molotov cocktails. She laughed as if it were a joke, briefly pausing to consider what I said.
Wait, don't those explode?
See why I have concerns? She stared at me as if my words didn't compute. Perhaps for normal people they didn't, but my life had been far from normal these last couple of years. Make sure to pick up those dining certificates to the list of restaurants, too, I said.
Who are those for?
Anyone who doesn't drink. You told me to give out gift cards. Now you're questioning me? She snickered.
I never expected you to listen. You've never done it in the past.
That's not true. I take things under advisement, and then I make my own decisions. I scanned the list. I don't want the doorman at my building, our regular delivery guys, and a few other people who make my life easier to get sloshed. She made a few more notes.
Does that include me?
I have something else in mind for you. Her eyes lingered on me.
I wish.
Unsure how to proceed after I walked right into that one, I chose to ignore it. If you'd like a drink, I pointed to the bar cart. It is after 5. Let me make you something.
I was kidding.
I remained in my seat, eyeing the bottles. Drinking would send the wrong message. It was best to keep things professional. Lastly, I saw a new skincare line of moisturizers. It's in a blue package at the beauty counters.
I know the one. What item did you want specifically?
All of it. Everything from shower gel to eye cream. Jenny O'Connell complained every year how dry her skin got in the winter, particularly when she had to wash her hands so often on account of her job. Make sure you get the largest jar of hand cream they have, and it has to be fragrance-free so she can use it at work. She made notes on her tablet.
For sensitive skin or the regular line?
Jenny hadn't specified. Sensitive skin is a safer bet.
Yes, sir.
She made a note.
Is that it?
Actually, add a selection of games to go with the consoles. Third-person shooters, racing games, adventure games, side-scrollers, whatever.
Uh-huh.
She continued tapping on her tablet, adding items as she went.
Do you want moisturizing gloves and socks, too?
She held up her screen, showing me the full product line. Sure.
Is this for your girlfriend?
No. I laughed, my thumb absently rubbing my ring finger. It's for a friend's wife.
You're getting her an entire skincare line so her body will be silky smooth?
She arched an eyebrow.
Are you sure he's not going to punch you in the mouth?
He won't mind, but to be on the safe side, make sure he gets a subscription to the Beer of the Month, too. She cracked a smile.
Well, in that case, he has nothing to worry about.
I knew she was teasing me, which made me laugh at myself. Loosening my tie, I undid the knot and let it hang, playing with the ends while I put my feet up on the edge of my desk.
You realize this is a sickness, right?
That fact isn't lost on me. But gift-giving is fun, and I like having fun. I donated tens of thousands of dollars for toys, food, and gifts to those in need during the holiday season. But I always felt disconnected from that. I hoped everything I did lessened someone's suffering, but I never saw it happen. It turned into little more than a write-off at the end of the year. So, this was how I had my fun. She looked up at me through her lashes, and I regretted my wording.
I bet you do.
I ran a hand through my hair. It looks like that's pretty much it. How quickly will you have everything wrapped and ready to go?
A week.
She frowned at her list.
What about your girlfriend and your personal staff? What would you like me to buy for them?
I'll handle that on my own.
Are you sure? It's no trouble. I could pick up some jewelry or lingerie. It'd be no problem.
I'd like to do some shopping myself from beginning to end. Alex would hate to think another woman picked out her present, but I'd never do that to her anyway. She meant too much to me to pass that off, unless I knew precisely what I wanted to get and simply had someone else pick it up, which I was sure Marcal would be happy to do. Ella shut her tablet and put it inside her bag.
In case you change your mind, or I can help you with something else, you know how to reach me.
I grinned. I do. Damn it, stop flirting. I've been trying not to ever since Alex pointed it out, but as usual, she was right. I did it automatically, without thinking. Old habits die hard, and that had been a way of life for me for nearly 2 decades. First, when I was just a kid who wasn't any good at it, and later, when I was a little too good at it. Ella went to the door and tugged on the handle.
Seriously, I'd consider buying the liquor store. It'd save you time and money in the long run.
Maybe next year. She paused in the doorway.
One last question.
Shoot.
Once the gifts are ready, what do you want me to do with them?
Deliver them here.
Here? Like to your office?
She took in the entire length of the room.
I'm not sure everything will fit.
We'll fit as much as we can, and whatever we can't squeeze in, we'll put in the office across the hall. That had been Alex's office. She hadn't used it in quite some time, but I still thought of it as hers. I liked making sure there was room for her here, in case anything ever changed.
Okay. I'll call you when everything's ready to go.
Thanks. I resisted the urge to dazzle her with another smile. Instead, I forced myself to tone it down. The full wattage had been known to make women shed their clothes on more than one occasion, and neither of us would want that. Well, I wouldn't want that, and I didn't want to get Ella's hopes up. I had something better waiting for me at home. Chapter 2. Marcal, my valet and driver, eyed me through the rear-view mirror. How much shopping do you have left to do this year? Not a lot. Ella's taking care of most of it. Uh-huh. As usual, he didn't believe me. Is there anything I can help with? I have it covered. He stifled a snort. What are you buying, Miss Parker? I finished making the list of items I wanted to pick up and tucked my phone back into my pocket. I don't know yet. I have a few ideas, but Alex isn't like any woman I've ever known. She barely tolerates jewelry. Flowers are out of the question, no perfume. Lingerie is a possibility, but that's a gift for us, not her, and I want to get something just for her. She loves you. A smile forced my lips to curl upward. What are you suggesting, I put a bow on my head? No. I could put the bow somewhere else, leave a trail of rose petals and candlelight that leads directly to me. Maybe I'll get a faux bearskin rug and have a fire going in the fireplace. Have you been reading trashy novels again? Marcal asked. On what planet would Miss Parker want to find your house full of candles and rose petals? I shook myself out of the cheesy rom-com notion. As usual, Marcal was right. Well, what were you suggesting? I wasn't suggesting anything. I was stating a very obvious fact. She loves you. She doesn't want an expensive present. That's not who she is. But she'll like whatever you give her because you gave it to her. It could be a stick of gum for all she cares. I don't want her to like it because I gave it to her. I want her to like it because she likes it. In fact, I want her to love it. I want it to be the best damn present she's ever gotten. And what would that be? Fuck if I know. Marcal laughed, and I rubbed my eyes. I never had this problem before. Other women were easy. Alex had never been easy. She was always a challenge. That's what drew me to her, and it's what kept me intrigued. Even now, she continued to surprise me on a regular basis. She had tried to convince me that we forego the gift-giving this year, but I wasn't wired that way, and she knew it. But I told her not to get me anything. I had her. That's all I wanted and needed. But I knew she still intended to get me something, so whatever I picked out for her had to be amazing. You know what she likes. This shouldn't be that difficult for you. You must have some idea what you want to get her, Marcal said. I was going to get her a car. She always joked she wanted one of my sports cars with the doors that lift up, but that wouldn't be appropriate this year. Maybe next year, or for her birthday. Try something simpler. Like what? Another leather jacket? A pair of designer stilettos? I was tired and frustrated. Shopping for anyone else didn't matter as much as shopping for her. And like Marcal pointed out, I should be able to do this easily. But Alex mattered more to me than anyone else, which meant her gift had to be perfect. And a leather jacket wasn't perfect. It was adequate. She'd love either of those. Yeah, but they aren't special enough. Has anyone ever told you put too much pressure on yourself? I snorted. It probably depends on where I put that bow. Marcal rolled his eyes. Pressure is what changes coal to diamonds. So now you want to get her diamonds? It's not like I haven't tried before. He eyed me through the rear view. Is that what you want? All I want is to make her happy. Like me, she puts a lot of pressure on herself. I don't want to add to that. Even now, after all our time together, I see it in her eyes sometimes. She's afraid something will change, that I'll change. A commitment should squelch that fear. But it has the opposite effect. The less attached we are, the safer she feels. I don't understand it. A team of the best psychologists in the world wouldn't understand it. I shook the thought away. But I'm not going anywhere, and neither is she. We're in this for the long haul, till death do us part, and maybe beyond that. What is she getting you? How would I know? Have you asked? She said we weren't exchanging gifts. But she knows you better than that. Yeah. Marcal eyed me through the mirror. Do you want me to find out what she's getting you? I thought about it, but I didn't want to ruin her surprise. No. On a related note, what nights will you need me to drive? Marcal asked. You're spending the 22nd at the O'Connells. You have that dinner party at the Guillauds the day before that. The Martin Tech holiday party is on the 19th, and Cross Security is holding theirs on the 20th. Then we don't have anything until New Year's Eve. After you bring us home from the O'Connells, you're taking the rest of the week off. I don't want to see you until the New Year. That's not necessary, Marcal said. I know you've been short-staffed lately. I don't mind working through the holidays. You're taking the week, I repeated. He knew it was pointless to argue. Why so many parties? Don't you and Miss Parker usually hide from the world around this time of year? It's time I change that. This year, I made the unilateral decision that we'd partake in the holiday cheer. Luke's invitation was first, followed by the O'Connells' ugly sweater party, and the office parties were inevitable. even though Alex had gone to some extreme measures to get out of them, which is why I called her boss and personally thanked him for the invitation. But we weren't bucking all traditions. As usual, Mark Jablonski would be coming to our house to open presents and lounge around on Christmas Day, the only day he was guaranteed to have off, unless some sort of crisis occurred.
Is Ella taking care of picking up everything you need for these social engagements?
That's the plan.
That just leaves Miss Parker.
Maybe you should ask what she's getting you. It might inform on how elaborate you should go with her gift. It won't make a difference what she gets me. I want to find the perfect gift for her. Maybe the bow idea wasn't that bad. After all, I was pretty damn perfect. I'd have to give it more thought, but that wouldn't stop me from browsing for something more tangible while I finished the rest of my shopping. What did you get your wife? Marcal eyed me again through the rear view.
A coffee cup.
That's it? He had to be joking.
It's a nice coffee cup. It's one of those heated cups.
Alex could use one of those.
Do you want me to pick one up for you?
Yes, but that's not her gift. I interpreted the smug look on his face as a challenge, and I never backed down from those. It'll be a thoughtful gesture, something to say, I didn't want her coffee to get cold while she was working.
Want to explain to me what the difference between present and thoughtful gesture is?
A thoughtful gesture is something nice, done for no special reason. A gift should have more meaning than cold coffee.
If Miss Parker asks me what to get you for the holidays, I'm telling her a dictionary.